All right, well, so much about the mineral world is about relationships. And I am so happy that at the Tucson Fine Mineral Gallery, where Blue Caps Productions has our studio, our neighbor are these guys, MCP from Milano, Italy. So right here at the 2023 HardRock Summit, we're going to go in and chat with Alesandro Paladini from MCP. Come on, let's go. Ciao, Alessandro!
Ciao, Brian.
How are you?
I'm doing good,
So great to see you here at the
My pleasure, as usual.
2023 HardRock Summit.
That's great. I'm very happy.
Terrific.
We finished the setup finally, so I'm very happy you came now.
Fantastic. Great
Great.
timing. All right, let's look at your killer pieces. You have 4 cases here.
Yeah, we can start
And
looking
Lots
in
of
this
great
case. Yeah.
stuff. As you normally always have.
We can start with something very popular. People know very well. Here we have a nice selection of Tanzanite.
Super.
Yeah. Our favorite, of course, is this one in the middle. This
one on matrix.
Yes, this beautiful piece is on matrix. As you can see, the color, the transparency, and the quality of the crystals are very high. This piece has also a beautiful matrix with some transparency in the calcite.
Oh, I love seeing these on matrix like that.
Yes.
That is just gorgeous. So sculptural.
Yes, some graphite make it more aesthetic in my opinion because you have contrast and keeping some of the real matrix of these mines. There is one repair on the main crystals, but for me it doesn't matter because it's very rare to have this kind of material on matrix.
Now, where was the repair?
It is on this upper cleavage you see here,
Okay.
not the second one, this is natural. Actually was a natural fracture in the matrix because the calcite was covering everything.
Yeah, okay.
So the stress during the growing make a crack, and unfortunately was impossible to avoid, but when we remove the calcite, must be put it back.
Sure,
So,
sure. Okay.
But I think it deserves a very nice video and a place in a showcase.
Super. And what kind of price do you have on that?
We have an asking price of 13,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yes.
I love that.
Is by far my favorite. Okay. If we move on this shelf, we have some different colors, different localities, different minerals. We like to play with the colors during the shows. I will show you. First of all, this rutile from Azerbaijan. We had chance to purchase a collection in Italy with a lot of interesting stuff from the past. This is a beautiful example. If you can see, you have a super lustrous rutile without repairs, without damages, on matrix with these orange quartzes. Make this piece for me lovely because you have crystals isolated on matrix, so you can enjoy the contrast of this piece. This is my favorite crystal because the crystallography is really outstanding. Look here, it's kind of holes and windows, natural, with a beautiful
superb.
tip.
Yeah.
All the quartzes are also very well crystallized. This side is banded. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, it has a slight curvature to it.
Yes, it's very lovely. And this piece, it's, in my opinion, not very expensive. It's 4,800, but for what it is, from Azerbaijan, it's very rare to find specimens like this. This is more or less 15 centimeters wide, so it's really, really huge crystals, probably 4 centimeters. For the locality, is an outstanding piece.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you. On the same shelf, one of my favorite, I think I already showed you, but this is...
Oh, this is the one that we saw in the pre-interview.
Exactly.
Ah, yeah.
It's
I
still
love seeing
lovely.
this.
Look the luster and the transparency on the top. Here I think it's better in your video than in the preview. You can see the phantoms inside.
Totally. Yeah, you can see them at the tip there. And I love this because it looked great on the pre-interview, but that was just with Zoom and the lousy cameras that are on the computers.
Yeah.
This really gives us a chance to kind of show off the beauty of this. I don't remember if you had a price on this.
We didn't put at that time. Now it has 4,900.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
For a
that's
unique
good
piece.
price,
The shape of this, I remember for the scepter, usually you find the pieces like this with the stem in the bottom and the crystals on top.
Right.
And this is the reverse. So in my opinion, it's really unique. And when you put in the showcase, everybody knows about it.
I love that.
The funny things, I showed you this one. I think it's a good idea to go. And I want to show you again the barite from Italy.
I remember that. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it deserves other few minutes in the video.
That's super. Let's go take a look at that barite
Yeah,
again.
come with me.
We're from San Diego, California.
Yeah, I'll go to the slave.
So we move in this showcase. We have other few specimens I would love to show you. Let's start with it. Look here in the showcase.
Oh man,
It's so lovely.
so much nicer.
It reminds some barite from China, but it's absolutely from Italy, from Sardinia, Villa Massargia. For the Italian collectors, this is a must.
For any barite color,
yeah.
it's a must.
And I think here we can appreciate better the strange phantoms inside, where half of the crystals is in a way, and the other half is in another way.
Yeah.
So it's superb. And this is the same in this crystal. So it's typical for the
Love
locality.
those, I love those little chevrons in there. And I don't think you had a price when we filmed this
No,
before.
now it has, and is 2,500. So
That's going to
super
go right
affordable.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
super
not going
affordable.
home with you, sorry.
So I think it's really, really aesthetic. It can be in a showcase like this with different crystals from typical and famous locality, classic locality, like this one, the alien
Like
fluorite.
an alien fluorite. Yeah. Look
From
at
the
that.
famous pocket, you have this alien fluorite. Beautiful. We had chance to purchase. Let me see if here you can.
Oh, we get a
can
little
see.
backlight. Let me turn the front lights off.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
Look
you
at
see?
that.
So it's from the famous find. We had chance to purchase in Germany, and we thought it was a great idea to buy it. There is a small part restored on this bottom, but I think it's still something amazing. And on this one, we put a price of 18,000. So it's a nice chance to have a part of this pocket, very famous,
Classic,
worldwide, very
classic
well known.
Namibia
Yeah.
piece. I mean, just
These are typical. We already showed you some in the past, but from India, the beautiful hematite included quartz. For 5,500 is a very, very representative piece. And as you call that one, I love this too.
caterpillar.
The caterpillar. Now he has a name, so we have to show the caterpillar. Also from a typical classic locality in India, we have this green apophyllite, beautiful. And I think the shape in these samples is just amazing because he go following the shape
following
of
the
matrix.
contours
Yeah.
of the matrix. Yeah.
So it's
It's just perfect. It's like
Yes.
those rose quartz that we see coming out from
Exactly.
Brazil,
yes,
which are pink. But
Yes.
here we've got this beautiful green. It'd make a great collection to have the two of them side by side.
Absolutely. Exactly. You can put the pair.
Yeah.
And you have the steel bite sparkling here and there. So it's lovely. It's something very representative from the locality, but super aesthetic.
I love
Also here, the price, I think it's very affordable, 2,500. So
God, you've got
Yeah.
some great prices on these pieces.
thank you very much. Here, as I showed you, we have the Colombian quartzes. This is the selection we decided to brought. I just point out how they sometimes have this frosty face and the super clear face.
Wow, yeah.
So it's
On the
something,
same piece.
It's something I think it's really outstanding. Okay, as the people say, it's just quartz. For me, it's not just quartz when it's like that. It's something different, super aesthetic. I think it's a very nice selection. We spent some time to select these pieces, and I think the result is really appreciable.
Absolutely.
Okay, we move. As I told you during the preview, I told you we will have some giant gemmy crystals. So here it is. This is the showcase.
This is crazy.
When people think about gemmy, they think about aquamarine, morganite, so special samples. In this case, we tried to put these huge Indian quartzes, clear, totally clear and whitish. You can
Yep,
see my hand
yep,
in the back.
yep.
They're huge, 35 kilos approximately, 25 kilos approximately, huge. This is double germinated, outstanding. But what I love to point out is in the middle, is this calcite. This calcite, I would love to challenge the people look at the video and telling, take a choice if it is from India or Russia, And I think 99% of the people will say India, but it's not. This is a 30 years old find in Russia, in Tugushka. It's a very famous find. Brother and these sisters of this piece are in Russia, in the
still in
famous,
Russia.
in the museums. So this is a very nice and probably one of the best example we can see. Also, one of my very good friends from Russia told me this is a very special piece for the find, and you can see it's super transparent, gemmy.
I like the caps. I like the kind of translucent caps.
And these are a kind of two generation, but it's still the same generation, but more milky and the gem in the part. And I think this helps the contrast and the aesthetic of the piece. Look, the small faces in the front here, very lustrous.
Yeah, you see
and
the
these are total gem.
striations on that.
I hope nobody is looking at this piece thinking to cut it in a very huge cut stone.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, horrible. And this is a probably 50 centimeters or 45 centimeters high, so it's a very impressive piece for what it is. We
We were talking about this earlier, and you said that you feel that this has been brought out of Russia many, many years ago.
I think so, because the find was 30 years ago.
Right.
And probably a little bit more, 30, 35 from Tugushka. And as the Russian guy said, in this moment it's very hard to have these pieces out of Russia. And this means this piece was luckily brought out a long time ago and kept, I don't know where, because I bought through another dealer. But I think I have to reconstruct this story, but with my friend was very funny also for me. I mean,
that is a superb piece.
Yeah, it's really shocking.
And I love it. I'm going to put my hand on it to give people a sense of scale.
Yeah, it's really, really huge.
Look at that. Amazing.
I think it's bigger than a basketball.
Well, now, in our pre-show interview, your final thing was a little tease of a yellow sulfur from Sicily.
Yes. I think now, from something like this, we can show you something a little bit bigger.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Check it out.
I think this was the piece I showed you.
And it's a killer piece.
It's fantastic for the shape, the quality, the crystallization. It's really outstanding.
And I love this piece.
Yeah, this is really huge crystals. And this was a very lucky shot we bought from a collector. I think this light is not helping too much, but yeah, you can see.
Well, the gemminess of it is incredible, and I love the fact that it's on matrix, and it is just that perfect. You can't get any better of a kind of a canary yellow.
With all the small crystals on the matrix going here like a horn, it's really lovely. I agree with you. And as you can see, the price is 6,000, but for the size of the crystals, probably 10 centimeter, it's really hard to find a sulfur with this size in Sicily. So
that is one of my favorite sulfurs
That's
in
good.
the case.
That's good.
I mean, other than the obvious, which is, come on.
This is my hand. So you can see this is one of the biggest plate we had a chance to purchase, but also to see. And we were very lucky because this piece was in the house of a miner. He decided to release. And as you can see, the quality of the crystals, the contrast, but the size of the specimen are really unusual and impossible to have nowadays. So we are very proud about this piece. So we decided to create a small part of Sicily in this show to dedicate all the showcase to Sicily and especially to the most famous minerals of the island.
Right.
Yeah. So sulfur, especially all the qualities of yellow of sulfur.
Now, when I asked you before, but when you acquired this, how big was the actual piece? How much did you have to trim?
Just a little bit. We trim out a few centimeters from this side, and the bottom side, just because was not in the perfect shape, was going a little bit in that way. So like this is hidden, and you can focus more on the sulfur. So the lab did a fantastic work. Also for the cleaning, and as you can see, the quality of the crystals now is very clean.
Oh, they're so
refreshed.
brilliant.
Yes. And these help the aesthetic, and of course, with every light, you can appreciate this piece. As some times ago, a collector teach to me, it's very important in the showcase to have one sulfur, because the yellow or the sulfur helps.
So powerful.
Helps all the aesthetic of the showcase. By the way, here you can find all the other pieces.
I love this piece too. I mean, this is a completely kind of different type of crystallization that we're seeing.
Yes, And it's super, super transparent. These are small gemmy, really transparent, vitreous quality from Cozzodisi, from the mine. They're very hard. You have to think about Sicily stopped to mine the sulfur in the 80s. The last. So all the specimens you see are probably from the 50s and 60s, and they were in the house of the miners, most of them. Now we are lucky; we had chance to purchase and put on display all together. But this could be kind of 2 years of work to recover all these crystals from the miners. So most of them are coming from Sicily. Only one is not. This is from Perticara. This is another sulfur deposit we have in Italy, more in the north, in the Emilia-Romagna, and this is a beautiful example. Of course, it's just to show the difference between the Cozzodisi yellow one and the others. So the powerful of the color.
Now, over the years, we've seen a lot of the Sicilian sulfur on the black matrix, which is,
Yes.
I believe, is the
Bituminous.
petrochemicals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that a different area than
No,
these?
it's the same mine.
So it's incredible that you get these with the beautiful white matrix
Exactly.
and with the incredible black matrix.
Absolutely. But it's great you point out, because to find a yellow sulfur, it's much more harder than to find a blackish one, because the quantity of sulfur with bitumen were bigger than this.
Okay.
So to find a yellow quartz with white matrix, you have to work
It's a
harder
lot
and
more
harder.
rare.
Yeah.
Would you say it's twice as rare, or three
No, I
times?
think 10 times.
10 times.
I think 10 times of yellow.
So then you find a piece like this with
No.
the white matrix that just by virtue that it has a white matrix versus a black makes it
Yeah.
10 times as rare.
Yes.
But we've never seen anything like this, black or white.
Yes.
So that makes this absolutely incredible.
Absolutely. We know very well some big pieces of sulfur on blackish matrix, but big like this. But yellow, no, not a lot. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then,
can see
I
others and
don't want
others.
to,
Yeah.
not call attention to some of these.
But yeah, I think
These are
it's,
great. And then this one, the matrix, is kind of a
Creamy?
tannish, creamy.
Yeah, it's nice because it's a floater, and you can see it's crystallized also in the back. So as they removed from the pocket, it arrived to us. It's really lovely.
Finest sulfur crystals in the world, right there, people.
Yes. The only one where the sulfur is not the main crystal is this one, because it's a Celestine. Celestine from Floristella is another mine, but this is fantastic because it's 360 crystallized all over.
I love
Everywhere.
it. It fits perfectly in the case with
Yeah.
the other ones.
Yeah.
Shoo.
I hope you enjoyed this.
So that is what's going on at the
want the-
2023 Hard Rock.
smell,
Yeah,
the smell of
unfortunately,
the
the viewers
sulfur.
don't get the smellorama
Smell of the
video.
sulfur and the Sicily. it's in our clothes now, but it's okay.
And it's on your hands because you
Yes,
touched the
absolutely.
pieces.
But thank you very much for your time.
Alessandro, grazie, grazie.
See you next time, and thanks again.
Okay, thank
Ciao,
you.
Brian.
Ciao.